Good morning. Coming up, the story we're all following. The Iowa caucuses. The first votes of the campaign are hours away, and we are live in Iowa with the candidates as they make their final appeal. Also this morning, we're tracking the brutal cold that so many of us are waking up to. Dangerous temperatures as well as heavy snow and ice in some parts of the country. And we're one-on-one with Usher as he gets ready to heat up the Super Bowl halftime stage. How he's preparing for the big show, that's all coming up right here on GMA.
And ahead in our next hour of GMSA, Cowboys fans waking up to a huge disappointment today after that embarrassing loss in the wild card round. What players are saying in Arlington after the end of their season. And up next, we're tracking breaking news this morning after a gas leak led to evacuations on the north side. What we were able to learn from the scene. And we are, of course, monitoring the roads for you. TransGuide 37 in Houston. We're back after the break. If you're just now waking up, yes, we have some icing on elevated surfaces here in San Antonio, especially more north you go. Right now, you're looking at our camera out there by San Antonio International Airport.
Live from KSAT 12, Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
And good morning to you. It's just after 6 a.m. on a very cold Monday, January 15th.
Thank you for starting your morning with us, and a little cafecito and maybe just some tea on the side as well. Anything warm.
It will be. Anything will help because, as predicted, some of our wind chills have dropped down into single digits.
And we are looking for even lower wind chills, especially tomorrow morning, because we're going to be a bit colder, drier air, and it's still the blustery conditions out there. But watch it with a lot of this. I mean, we're showing this camera out there, but I keep emphasizing, I walked down my back deck this morning. It didn't look like anything there.
But it was.
It was just this finest little glaze of ice on any elevated surface. So you definitely have to be careful. Again, that's the camera, and you can see the traffic right here on 410. The airport's back over in that direction, so that camera's been iced over, and we've been watching it as the ice is sort of accumulating on that camera over the course of the past couple of hours. This is what radar is picking up right now, and the sensitivity, the Weather Service turned up the sensitivity a little bit so we can see some of this very light rain. Coming into work this morning, it was a fine mist that I almost didn't even need windshield wipers for. So that's the stuff that likes to just ice over when it hits an elevated surface. And that's because these temperatures, now the ground is still relatively warm, but you get right above the ground, and 20 degrees out there at the airport. Teens in portions of the hill country. Wind is 10, 15, close to 20 miles per hour, 23 mile per hour sustained winds at New Braunfels. The gusts on top of that, 23 at the airport, 31 at New Braunfels. So again, like we were just talking about, those wind chills. 5 is what it feels like at the airport, 7 Randolph, 8 Port SA, single digits out in portions of the hill country. 3 is the wind chill right now at New Braunfels. So if you are having to venture out a little bit, make sure you bundle up. Plenty of layers and scarves, face masks, anything you can do, because it is obviously bone-chilling cold out there. We do have winter storm warnings in effect, the pink shaded area up until noon to take into account some of this light freezing rain, winter weather advisories elsewhere, and the wind chill advisory, which is in effect up until 10 o'clock Wednesday morning. So we're going to have brutally cold temperatures tomorrow morning, Wednesday morning, and still windy enough to give us those extremely low wind chills. As a matter of fact, some forecasts are looking at wind chills in the negative numbers in portions of the hill country by tomorrow morning. Also, hard freeze warning is in effect up until Wednesday morning, taking into account those numbers that are down in the teens. As far as the allergens, mold is on the low side, mountain cedar is high. The updated count comes out later on this morning. We'll still have some of this light freezing rain around here this morning. Temperatures stay in the low 20s, slowly creep to the mid 20s, but still we're going to have a breeze out there. Light rain will come to an end. May actually crack 32 degrees here in town. It's going to be tough to do. Hill country stays below freezing. And then, like I said, it gets even colder tomorrow morning as well as Wednesday morning. All those details in just a couple of minutes. If you are hitting the road, Traffic Authority, RJ Marquez, what's the latest, sir?
All right, Mike, it's been a busy couple of hours here, especially for our drivers on the far northwest side. Not many people on the roads right now, of course, because of the holidays, so that's good news. We're still following the very latest here. I-10 westbound at Ralph Fair Road. This is going to be in the Dominion area, headed up towards Fair Oaks Parkway. So if you're headed up to Bernie right now, again, the advice is right now to just kind of stay off of I-10. This particular particular stretch, especially because we are seeing some light ice in this stretch of road. We'll talk a little bit about that right now. Let's look at this. So again, TxDOT right now reporting that there is ice accumulation on the stretches from 1604 up to Boerne and I-10 on both directions there. And we also have a light ice accumulation there from Boerne all the way to Bulverde and 281. So right now 46 I-10, that's kind of the busiest areas, or the areas that we're going to be focusing on a little bit when it comes to some of the weather we're seeing outside. We do have a crash being reported right now eastbound lanes at 1604 at Braun Road. So if you're headed up to Bandera Road, just keep this in mind. This is something that obviously our drivers on the far west side going to just have to be aware of. We showed that camera earlier that we saw Mike shot there at the airport. This is we're looking at similar situation here with many TransGuide cameras. A lot of them kind of frozen over a little bit. So something that we'll continue to follow, checking in with TxDOT, checking in with TransGuide, and give you the very latest. Mark and Tiffany, back to you guys.
All right, thank you guys. Right now we want to get to late breaking news. San Antonio police investigating a shooting on the city's southeast side that sent one woman to the hospital. SAPD says 2 or 3 people were trying to break into a car on Hatcher Avenue near Pecan Valley and I-37 earlier this morning. We're told when the suspects saw a woman watching them through the window of a house near the car, they shot at her. The woman was hit by gunfire and taken to the hospital. She's expected to be okay. The suspects ran off.
New this morning, San Antonio fire crews are working to figure out what sparked a small house fire on the city's south side. Flames were spotted in the attic of a home on the 200 block of St. Francis Avenue south of downtown. The fire was put out quickly and no injuries were reported. For now, the people who live there will need to find another place to stay.
Also this morning, many schools are out today for MLK Day. However, there are others that are closing or delaying classes due to the winter weather. Take a look at your screen. Blanco ISD is on the list, as is Doss outside of Fredericksburg. Also have Falls City, Consolidated, Karnes City ISD, Kennedy ISD, Lavernia, Poth ISD, all closed today. They did have scheduled classes, but they are closed. 3 districts are delaying the start of classes by 2 hours. That would be Divide, Lakey, and Sabinal ISDs will start classes later this morning. The full list is posted right now on ksat.com.
And across the country, the cold weather is turning dangerous for millions of Americans.
As ABC's Rhiannon Alley tells us, wind chills near the Great Lakes will stay below 0, and it's not much warmer in the south.
This morning, 100 million Americans are waking up to an Arctic blast, bringing snow, ice, and record-setting cold. In Texas, the power grid operator is asking residents to conserve electricity as below freezing temperatures push farther south. Wind chills overnight in Dallas were expected to dip to -7.
Wind chill alerts are stretching from Montana to the southern tip of Texas. Some cities in Iowa feeling like -30.
In Mississippi and Alabama, people are urged to wrap exposed pipes in their homes, with temperatures in the teens expected along the Gulf Coast this week. It comes as communities from Oregon to the Great Lakes dig out after a weekend of heavy snow, parts of Iowa getting up to 10 inches. Tens of thousands were without power in Wisconsin after the storm dropped more than a foot of snow in some areas. In Colorado, this avalanche along Highway 40 buried at least 10 cars. More than 1,100 flights are canceled already today after more than 1,400 were canceled yesterday. In Kansas City on Saturday, the 4th coldest NFL game ever on record taking place. The temperature at kickoff, -4 degrees with a wind chill of -20. Chiefs coach Andy Reid leading his team to victory, even as icicles formed on his mustache. And in western New York, lake effect snow leading to whiteout conditions, forcing officials to postpone the Bills playoff game. The team offering free food and $20 an hour to any fans willing to help clear snow at Highmark Stadium. This fan going shirtless as he took a ride down a makeshift snowshoe. Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Well, back here at home, in just a matter of hours, thousands of people will gather to march down MLK Drive for one of the largest marches in the country, and hundreds of groups will march in solidarity.
And several local East Side organizations will participate in today's march. One of them, Empower House. The nonprofit provides health services, youth development programs, and advocacy opportunities for women and girls of color on the city's east and west sides.
Workers and families who are supported by Empower House have been marching in the MLK March since 2000. Jennifer Castro, the executive director of the nonprofit, says they march as community members of the east and west sides to continue the work of Dr. King, and says when you march in large numbers, your message and actions are more powerful.
It really is this idea of interconnection. Like, it's not just about my own good. We can't bootstrap it through life. Like, we are in this together. And so my good, my well-being, my success is tied together with yours. And I think that this march, it's unique because it's one of the largest in the country, and it provides us the opportunity to recognize that we're not alone. We're in this struggle together.
Castro says some of the children that are part of the after-school program will be making posters for today's march. If you are interested in the free programs and health services that are available, just head to our website, ksat.com.
Okay, keep in mind the MLK March has been delayed until 11 a.m. because of the weather, and we're hearing rumors that even that might change, but that's officially where we're at. If you're planning on heading out there today, make sure to bundle up.
A very fluid situation there, but we'll be live starting at 9 a.m. and we'll have everything for you on ksat.com. Just look for this story on our homepage.
Well, it is a holiday, and just a reminder, City Hall and most municipal offices are closed today. Public safety and emergency service will remain in operation. All trash and recycling will be pushed back a day this week.
Time now 6:10, 20 degrees outside.
After the break, Cowboys fans waking up with a huge headache after that crushing loss in the wild card round of the playoffs. We've got reactions from some of the players after the downright embarrassing performance in Arlington.
And a look outside with live cam. Again, 20 degrees. You can't see much, but if you are heading out there, be very careful, especially avoid those bridges or overpasses. We'll be right back.
Football coverage brought to you by Davis Law Firm.
We've got to rip the Band-Aid off. Rough start for the Cowboys ended in embarrassment and an early exit from the playoffs.
Dallas fell 48-32 to the rival Green Bay Packers in a game that wasn't as close as the score suggested.
KSAT 12 Sports' Mary Rominger was in Arlington and has more.
No matter which way you cut it, the fashion in which Dallas lost to Green Bay was shocking and embarrassing. What went wrong on this field where the Cowboys went undefeated all year? That's the question everyone is asking.
I don't know. I have to watch the tape to really see, but they was running the ball, and then they got in short yardage and was able to pass the ball here and there, and we just couldn't get in the rhythm.
You get caught by surprise. You got everything you wanted in the seed, home field, everything. We just didn't capitalize.
Shocked, stunned, whatever. They came out here. They're better than us in all facets of the game, and it sucks.
How rare is it that a team is left speechless after a playoff game? Dallas finishes the season with 12 wins for the third straight year. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Mary, and we'll keep an eye on any possible coaching changes up in Dallas. While our Spurs back in action later today, team is in Atlanta to take on the Hawks at 2:30 this afternoon. Wednesday, they travel to Boston, followed by Charlotte on Friday, and then they're in D.C. to take on the Wizards on Sunday.
Icy roads. RJ, how's it looking out there right now? What's the latest development?
All right, guys. Yeah, seen a lot of different crashes sort of pop up across the city of San Antonio. Right now, we're taking a look here at TransGuide US 90 at Medio Creek. You can see that some of our cameras are also kind of been frozen over there. So let's run through these real quick because, again, they're popping up, coming out from all sorts of different directions right now. Looking at Loop 410 southbound at Sinclair Road. That's a little bit south of Rigsby Avenue. So, again, this would be for our drivers on the east side. We have a crash being reported there. It's being reported right now as a rollover crash, so something we're going to continue to monitor there. A little bit further down to the southeast side, crash here, I-37 at Spur 122. This is going to be a little bit south of Highway 181, so we are now seeing some activity on some different parts of the city as well as what we've seen earlier on the northwest side. Right here, looking at Loop 1604 eastbound at Braun Road, still following a crash out there. But again, the busiest thing, guys, right now, or the thing that we're following the most, as I get us back to the rotating shot here, we're seeing more crashes out there now. Of course, there are reports by TxDOT of light ice accumulation on stretches of I-10, 1604 to Boerne, and also State Highway 46 from Boerne to Bulverde and Comal County. So it's going to be a very busy rest of our hour here. Stay safe if you're headed out right now.
I can also tell you that some districts have already preemptively canceled classes for tomorrow and maybe even on Wednesday. So check with your district, especially if you're one of those outlying areas, Mike.
Yeah, and that's due to obviously the intense wind chills that we're going to be dealing with again tomorrow. But it was interesting seeing some of those on the rotator with the TransGuide cameras there. Some of those overpasses over there by 410. I mean, cars are moving along fine, yet you look at the camera out there, we've been showing all morning long, it has ice all over it. So, yeah, just if you do have to head out this morning, obviously just be very, very careful. Here's what it looks like if you parked outside. Another frozen over, iced up windshield. Best advice, don't try and scrape it off. Just start the car, turn on the blowers and the heater really high, and this stuff will melt fairly quickly there. Don't try and scrape it off with anything if you don't have an ice scraper. This is what I was talking about. This is the camera over there by the airport. Now, granted, this is up a little bit higher than the elevated ramps and interchanges and overpasses, but you still have to be very careful with any icing on any elevated surfaces. So this is what's being picked up on radar. And again, the Weather Service has really dialed up the sensitivity of the radar so it can pick up some of these light little sprinkly showers. But most of what I ran into this morning was a fine mist. Didn't even have to use wipers to get it off the windshield, but it was enough obviously to make everything, the back deck, any elevated surfaces, even railings, signposts, just had ever so small little glaze of ice on it. As you can see, there is not much out there right now, but also take note that this is in pretty much the eastern half of our area. And what's going on right now, the reason why we are seeing some of the freezing rain and why this is different, why it freezes on contact like this, is because we still have a fairly warm layer of air just above the surface. So it's frozen precipitation when it falls. It has time to melt, and then it doesn't have time to refreeze before it hits the surface. So therefore it freezes on contact when we have obviously these temperatures that are well down in the teens and 20s. Then we have wind chill that is down in the single digits around much of the area right now. And that's going to be the situation tomorrow as well. So when you look at Tuesday morning, the wind chill forecast throughout the rest of today, we are going to be not as cold, obviously, but again, by Tuesday morning, we are going to be down in the low single digits and even negative numbers around here. So it's just going to be dangerously cold as far as the wind chills. All right, here's what's going on as far as the forecast takes some of that rain and gets it on out of here. This is going to continue to push its way off to the east. And we are, we're like everybody else around the country right now, not as much in the way of snow as there is over here off to the east of us, but these temperatures are just ridiculous. It is 50 degrees, or 54 degrees to be exact, colder in Cutbank, Montana at 34 degrees below zero, and wind chill temperatures 2 below Dallas, 17 below St. Louis, 39 degrees below zero right now in Bismarck, North Dakota. Not that bad around here if you're hearing that number. All right, today, barely going to make it up to 34 and maybe a little bit of sunshine, then back down to 19 tomorrow, back down to 18 on Wednesday. Brutal wind chills. We have the wind chill advisories in effect, the hard freeze warnings in effect through Wednesday morning. We will make it up to 46. Then by the afternoon, 60 on Thursday. We stay above freezing in the morning. Another front moves through here. This one, two things to point out. Will come through dry. No precipitation with the front Thursday night into Friday. We will hit freezing temperatures. Nowhere near as cold as this, and it won't last as long.
We just need to get over these next few days.
Yeah, so watch it with the icy conditions this morning and those brutal wind chills.
Thanks, Mike.
Time now is 6:21, about 20 degrees.
And just ahead, Usher is giving us a preview of what to expect as he gets ready for the Super Bowl halftime show. That's next in your GMA First Look. We have some breaking news right now that will impact thousands of people, even people visiting San Antonio, that the MLK March has been canceled due to icy conditions.
That's right. We've got word from the March commissioner. Apparently there's even icing on MLK Drive. They're thinking of rescheduling for another day, but that's still up in the air right now. They're just trying to get the official word out that this year's MLK March, one of the largest in the country, has been officially canceled due to the wintry weather.
And we're going to continue following this story. Stay with us on KSAT.com for the very latest.
With your morning consumer headlines, another YouTube slowdown. The website isn't loading as fast for users with ad blockers. The filtering software considered a violation of YouTube's terms of service. So the only way to solve the problem, disable the blocker or upgrade to YouTube Premium.
Meanwhile, FedEx has plans to launch a new e-commerce platform this fall. It's called FDX, and it's aimed at helping businesses manage their supply chain, sell to customers, and oversee deliveries.
And when Apple rolls out its Vision Pro headset next month, it's expected to come with a sales pitch and a demo that'll take up to 25 minutes. Bloomberg says those interested in the $3,500 headset will have to carve out time to scan their faces and their prescription lenses if needed.
And with the new year, there's so much to look forward to in and around San Antonio. Today, we just got word that the MLK March was canceled, but then that comes later on. The Cowboy Breakfast makes its return on January 26th with the San Antonio Stock Show and Rodeo, and that's kicking off in February.
And then not too far off from that is Fiesta. For a list of what's coming up in 24, head to KSAT.com. You'll find a detailed rundown of dates that you need to know.
As we mentioned, a very fluid morning, a lot of different activities being canceled or delayed. We're going to stay with you on KSAT.com with more.
Right now we're at 625, 20 degrees. We're hearing that vendors out on the MLK March route are breaking down, packing up and going home. Right now we're looking at TransGuide. If you have to be out and about, don't be fooled. Roads are dry in some spots, but we have seen a light glaze in elevated areas. More to come.
When you have chronic kidney disease, there are places you'd like to be, like here and here. Not so much here. Farxiga reduces the risk of kidney failure, which can lead to dialysis.
Farxiga can cause serious side effects, including ketoacidosis that may be fatal, dehydration, urinary tract or genital yeast infections, and low blood sugar. A rare, life-threatening bacterial infection in the skin of the perineum could occur. Stop taking Farxiga and call your doctor right away if you have symptoms of this infection, an allergic reaction, or ketoacidosis.
When you have chronic kidney disease, it's time to ask your doctor for Farxiga, because there are places you want to be.
If you can't afford your medication, AstraZeneca may be able to help.
Farxiga.
To some late-breaking news that will affect thousands of people in San Antonio this morning. We just got word a short time ago that this year's MLK March has now been canceled.
Yeah, we just received moments ago a media release from the city that says the MLK March canceled due to icy road conditions. And it says here, for the safety of all participants, the City of San Antonio and the Martin Luther King Jr. Commission have announced the cancellation of the 2024 Martin Luther King Jr. March.
The cancellation comes as officials closely monitored the changing weather conditions, which have brought extreme cold temperatures and precipitation through the area. So again, we're going to spread the word throughout the remaining half hour and online at KSAT.com. This year's March has been canceled. We know it's cold, we know it's icy, so we knew that this was a remote possibility, but indeed they have scrapped it.
And for the safety of everyone that is traveling, we are keeping a close eye on the weather and on the roads right now.
That's right. On this Monday, January 15th, let's begin with meteorologist Mike Osterhage.
Yeah, it was a very good idea to cancel that, really, because of the wind chill temperatures that are so cold, and to have people out there for, a couple of hours at least would have been on the dangerous side. Plus, of course, we have the icing, and this is the camera we've been kind of keeping an eye on, watching it continue to get iced over. This is the live cam. You can see right here, there's the lights at the traffic on 410 at the airport. It is definitely iced over. Obviously, this is an elevated surface way up there on top of that building. Temperature right now is 20 degrees at the airport. Still have relatively high humidity out there. Wind is out of the north at 18. So we've got windy conditions, cold temperatures, and we still have some of this light freezing rain that is falling in and around the area. You can see everything is moving sort of off to the northeast. A lot of it is too light, even though they do have the sensitivity really cranked up on this radar. A lot of it's too light to even be picked up on radar. When I was coming into work earlier, it was just this very, very, very fine mist, but enough to put a slick coating, icy coating, even on the back deck. So those are the things you're going to have to watch out for. Anything, I don't think it's heavy enough to cause any damage to tree limbs right now, but with the windy conditions and if there's a little bit of ice buildup, you do want to watch that. Elsewhere, not much out in the hill country as of right now. The majority of it is to the east for the time being. Temperatures averaging right around 20 degrees. Then we've got the wind to deal with. 23-mile-per-hour winds there in New Braunfels. It is gusting right now to 31 in New Braunfels, 23 at the airport. So wind chill temperatures 5 at the airport right now, 3 New Braunfels, 5 in Kerrville as well. Winter storm warning remains in effect. San Antonio up I-35, out 10, down 37. And this is to take into account the freezing rain that we have out there. Winter weather advisory elsewhere, and this is the ongoing part of the story. The wind chill advisory is extended in effect up until 10 o'clock Wednesday morning for wind chills that are going to be single digits, even negative numbers, and hard freeze warnings are in effect because hard freeze this morning, hard freeze the next couple of mornings. Mountain Cedar is on the high side. The updated count is going to be coming out a little bit later on this morning. So some icing around here, maybe a hint of sunshine. I wouldn't count on a lot of it, but I think we just barely get above freezing later on this afternoon. But that's not going to last very long. We'll still have wind chills, by the way, below freezing. Low teens tomorrow as well as Wednesday. Again, those brutal wind chill temperatures are going to be lows in the teens, I should say. Brutal wind chill temperatures. Sunshine in the afternoon. Stay above freezing finally on Thursday, but another front's going to move through here by Thursday night into Friday. It comes through dry. We're not going to have to worry about anything like that. It won't be as cold, barely hit freezing here, and it won't last as long. Then we do have some rain chances in beyond that. But again, this morning, deal with the icing and the very cold wind chills for the next couple of days. Speaking of the roads, Traffic Authority, RJ, what is the latest? I know there's a lot going on out there.
Yeah, Mike, we have got a major mess going on the southeast side. So again, just if you're headed out in this area, if you have to head out, just avoid this altogether right now. So we're looking at Loop 410 WW White. I'll step out of the camera. We're getting reports right now that this may potentially be a Via bus that has crashed in this area. So right now, this entire area, just a significant mess right there. Loop 410 at WW White. Want to show you about it or talk to you about another crash here. This is being reported there on Loop 410 southbound at Sinclair Road. And you can see it's caused a major delay in both directions in this area. So we're hearing that this is a jackknife 18-wheeler. So we have the bus crash in this area, reported bus crash, and we also have a jackknife 18-wheeler right now in this area as well. So it's something that I'm checking with TxDOT. TransGuide. We do not have a TransGuide camera in this area, but something that I'll continue to follow as we make our way around the city of San Antonio. So we have this big mess here on the southeast side, south side parts of town. Everything else looking okay for the most part. Again, we are seeing some light ice accumulation on our far northern parts of Bexar County, included I-10 up to Bernie. Still have that crash being reported there on Ralph Fair Road at I-10 West, and we are seeing some light ice being reported there on 281. Speaking of 281 North, that's where we find photojournalists Azin Bermea and Sarah Acosta. They are out monitoring the roads for us. Guys, how are things looking out there?
Honestly, RJ, we are on 281 northbound on Nakoma, not seeing too much ice right now, but where we did see the ice, which just kind of surprised us, was on the southern part of 37, where it gets elevated near the Alamo Dome. We actually lost control of our vehicle temporarily. Azin Bermea, our photojournalist driving our live truck, he lived in Lubbock. He's experienced these icy conditions for most of his life. So, you know, what he didn't overreact, and we were able to gain control. But right after that, we saw a car that had lost control right there near Cesar Chavez and 37. I'm going to show you what we're seeing on our end over here. So you can see that sign that said icy conditions. And it's true. The ice that we're seeing, you can't see it because it's black ice, which is the scary part. We are going 39 miles per hour. When we were on that ice, when we lost control for a little bit, we were going about 45. A lot of people have their emergency blinkers on or they're going slow. The only people that we see going fast are on the southbound right here on 281. When you're taking those curves, you really need to slow down. But for the most part, like the car that's passing us right now, I don't think anyone's really going over, 50, you think, Asian? Everyone's taking it slow on the roads, which is the right idea to do. At this time, we haven't seen any TxDOT trucks brining, but we did see some brine on the highways. But again, just take it slow. 37 southbound, the south part, with those elevated areas do have some black ice. We saw several cars lose control, so please stay safe out there. Mark, Steph.
Thank you, Sarah and Asian, for that report. Now, this morning, many schools are out today for MLK. However, others are closing or delaying classes due to weather. If you take a look at your screen, Blanco, Sabinal, Doss, Karnes City, Kennedy, and Poth ISDs are closed. Falls City, CISD, and Lavernia are also closed. Yeah, 2 districts are delaying the start of classes. Sabinal was on this list. They were delayed, and now they've moved to the closed list. No classes in Sabinal today. Divide ISD and Lakey ISD will start their classes later this morning. 2-hour delay. The full list posted right now on KSAT.com. We're updating as we get new information. Well, as the temperatures plummet, ERCOT pushed out an alert asking customers to conserve energy this morning between now and 10 a.m. And take a look at this graphic from ERCOT's website. It shows the anticipated supply and demand for electricity this morning. On this map, the blue line shows demand and the red line is supply. You can see the supply line is just above the demand line, meaning the grid should have enough power. ERCOT pushed out that conservation appeal, but we have asked them for more details about what their plan is. We're waiting to hear back. And ERCOT says some ways to conserve energy are lowering your thermostat by a degree or 2, turning off and unplugging non-essential lights and appliances, and setting your ceiling fans on reverse to recirculate the heat that builds up near the ceilings. Well, if you haven't heard yet, the MLK March is now officially canceled. We learned that within the last 30 minutes or so. However, we're still going to highlight some of the iconic spots along the march's route. A mural of Dr. Martin Luther King is on the side of an East Side church. The mural was painted just 6 years ago on the outside of Greater Faith Institutional Church. That's right across from MLK Academy, where the march usually kicks off. Now, the leader of the church, Bishop Rosa Wilson, says she had the mural installed for many reasons. One, as a reminder to our community about MLK's legacy, but also to mark history. She compares it to a diamond.
It's almost like a diamond ring. Each facet has a meaning. It has a glory, it has a glow.
Commissioner of the MLK Commission, Dwayne Robinson, said he's grateful to have a piece of art that has historical meaning along the usual march route, but adds there's still much work to do.
Just looking at all of the messaging in it, I mean, it's like it's something that happened in the 60s and we fast forward to 2024 and all of this stuff is still accurate.
Again, we have everything you need to know about the cancellation of the MLK March on KSAT.com. Well, because of the MLK holiday, City Hall and most municipal offices are closed today. Public safety and emergency officials remain in operation. All trash and recycling will be pushed a day back this week. San Antonio Public Libraries, along with all Metro Health clinics, are closed. You can find a full list of closures also on our website at KSAT.com. A very busy morning. Thank you for staying with us. Right now it's 6:40, 20 degrees. Still ahead, time running out to sign up for health insurance this year. What you need to know about open enrollment and how you can sign up. Welcome back. Looking ahead, the deadline for Marketplace open enrollment is tomorrow. And if you don't sign up for anything before it closes, you won't have health insurance this year. Open enrollment is a time for people to either start a new plan or change the current plan they're already on. These plans cover emergency services, prescription drugs, doctor's visits, and more. Anyone can sign up if you do not have health insurance through your job. This year, financial assistance has been extended, meaning families could pay a lot less for health care this year.
And right now, with the increased financial help that's available, we're finding that 4 out of 5 customers can find a plan for $10 or less a month.
You have until 11:59 p.m. tomorrow night to sign up. If you can learn how to enroll by heading to our website, ksat.com.
If you missed it again, the big news this morning, MLK March has been canceled due to the winter weather in our area.
And a lot of traffic to get to. RJ, what is the latest?
All right, yeah, guys, a big mess on the southeast side for anyone that's headed out there right now. Keep caution. There were reports earlier of some ice on 37 and Loop 410 in that area. So we do believe that this may have been weather related, and we're seeing now a series of accidents pop up here. Looking at 410 WW White right now. This is our TransGuide camera out there in the southeast side, and it's being reported right now that a Via bus may have possibly been involved in a crash here. We're checking on that right now in the newsroom right now, reaching out to Via to try and get a little bit more information on that. But either way, this whole area has just been back-to-back, bumper-to-bumper traffic right now. Loop 410 at WW White. The other major issue taking place right now on 410, again, it appears as if there has been an accumulation of ice in these areas here at 37 410. We have a jackknife 18-wheeler that was reported there on the southbound lanes of Loop 410 at Sinclair Road. So that's a little bit south of Rigsby, and right now Loop 410 southbound is completely shut down. So all the main lanes there in this area completely shut down. Taking a look here at the rest of the city, we have a crash being reported there at 90 and Zarzamora Street, a little bit south of downtown, and another crash being reported on FM 18 and I-10 if you're headed out to Seguin right now. But the biggest thing we're following right now, guys, southeast side, Loop 410 WW White, couple of crashes there causing a major snarling traffic out there in that area.
And I know we have a crew headed down towards the southeast side. It's probably going to be a matter of which one they can get to first. And obviously safety is paramount. So we're going to be extra careful this morning.
Yeah.
Well, even Sarah said that she and Photog Asian in their vehicle on that elevated section of 37 right there by the dome slipped around a little bit. So,
and if you're new to San Antonio, when we have these kind of events, it's typically more north you go. But now we've been getting word throughout the morning of incidents far west side, south side, southeast. So it really doesn't matter.
Well, I'm show you the graphic here in a second, but the winter storm warning that's taking into account all of this freezing rain and everything does include as far south as Atascosa County and off to the east and to the northeast. This is the camera we've been looking at all morning long, and this is the iced over live cam over there by the airport right now. This is the traffic you can barely see there on 410. It has not changed, and it's actually been getting, the ice has kind of been building up. So this is what we were talking about with some of the rain. And notice how even down to the southeast around Beeville, there is freezing rain that is being reported, even changing over to a little bit of perhaps some flurries further up there to the northeast and a little bit closer into town. As you can see, we've got these patches now. Some of it is in the form of just very light mist. And even though the sensitivity is really cranked up on radar right now, you can see that we've got these little patches of some light rain that is freezing on contact. Over here on the west side, over by Lackland, there is some on 90, on 410, and then heading over toward the I-10 410 interchange there on the south side, on the east side of town, sort of on I-10 a little bit, and then go up in toward New Braunfels, a little bit of this around Seguin. And again, these patches, but this is just the detectable rain, and a lot of it, like I said, is in the form of just some very fine mist out there that is continuing to fall. So temperatures are very cold. Then you add the wind chill to it. And now this doesn't make anything freeze up any quicker. Obviously, we've got temperatures in the teens and 20s, so it's freezing. But this is what it feels like when you are outside. 5 at the airport, 3 at New Braunfels, 4 in Kerrville. And wind chill forecast is going to be even lower. So today, we are going to be getting up into the 20s, if you will, for wind chills, even teens. Still, temperatures are going to be just barely above freezing. So still going to be cold out there, obviously a little more tolerable than what it is right now. But then we go into tomorrow. Wind chills all around the area are going to be in single digits. We are even looking at forecast of negative numbers for wind chill temperatures up in portions of the hill country. So obviously, first thing that seems to come to mind is when things ice up a little bit. But this is a very, very dangerous situation situation tomorrow with these cold temperatures, another hard freeze out there, and then wind chill temperatures on top of that. And that's going to be the situation Wednesday as well. Here's a little bit of this light freezing rain, and this will come to an end by late morning. And I think we even see a little bit of sunshine later on this afternoon. It's not going to be a lot, maybe just enough to barely get us above freezing. So here's what it looks like over the next 7 days. 34 today, 19 tomorrow morning, 18 on Wednesday. Again, we've got those wind chills, single digits, low single digits, and negative numbers. More sunshine on Tuesday, plenty of sunshine on Wednesday. We'll make it up into the mid 40s, stay above freezing Thursday. Another front comes through here Thursday into Friday. Yes, that will hit freezing, but no moisture associated with this at all. It's just going to be on the cold side, nowhere near as cold. And then once we get into the latter part of the weekend, a chance for a couple of showers around here, and that's going to be the situation into the first part of next week.
Thank you, Mike. 10 till 7, 20 degrees outside.
Let's take a look at that live cam. Again, be very, very careful if you are hitting the roadways. We'll be right back.
Good morning. I'm Sarah Acosta giving you guys a live look on the roads for these icy conditions. Just take a look. We are going southbound on 281, passing the Josephine Street and Grayson exit. All of those flashing lights that you see in front of us, we've been following this TxDOT convoy. These are the brine trucks, and they are heading southbound right now on 281 when it becomes 37 in a bit. Most likely because when we were coming northbound, that's where we saw ice. When we were on northbound 281, we didn't see a lot of that black ice. It was on the southbound areas of 281 and 37 where we saw black ice. At one point, our live truck lost control for a brief second. We are going very, very slow. We are going 35 miles an hour, like most of these cars you're seeing are, with a lot of them have their emergency lights on. Again, we're just staying safe. We're following this TxDOT convoy. We are headed down to 410 and W.W. White and at 37 and Southwest Military, where RJ Marquez is reporting lots of different crashes in that area due to the icy conditions. We're just going to stick right behind this TxDOT convoy where they are putting down that fresh layer of brine. It's probably the safest area we can be in at this time. Just taking it very slow, because if you have to drive this morning, you know, there is black ice on the roads right now. And I'm going to go ahead and send it over to RJ. What are we seeing out there?
All right, Sarah, basically, yeah, let's just confirm what she was saying earlier about there being some ice there in parts of 37 and stretches of Loop 410 on the southeast side. So we're looking at right now, TransGuide, Loop 410 and W.W. White. There was a reported crash here that may have involved a Via bus. Again, we're checking on that at the moment right now. But either way, Loop 410, W.W. White, a major mess out there for our drivers on the southeast side. Let's see what this looks like on our maps. This is right there. This is where 410 and W.W. White intersect. But a little bit further north, we had a reported 18-wheeler that jackknifed on the southbound lanes of Loop 410 at Sinclair Road. It's a little bit south of Rigsby. So again, Sarah and photojournalist Aizen Berme are coming from 37 right now. There's also been a reported crash there, 37 at Southeast Military. So this whole area right now is just a major mess, a bumper-to-bumper traffic in all sorts of different directions. Keep that in mind, or just kind of avoid that area if you can altogether. The other things we're seeing right now, 90 at Zarzamora, we had a crash being reported there a little bit south of downtown. But again, guys, southeast side, south side, kind of a busiest areas right now. Mike?
Still some patches of some freezing rain around the area right now. A lot of it is just a lot of mist. Temperature 21 teens in parts of the hill country. It is definitely windy out there, and we have wind gusts that have been 25, 30 miles per hour. So we have wind chill temperatures that are well down in the single digits around the area, and winter storm warning remains in effect through the rest of this morning. Wind chill advisories in the next couple of days.
A lot of cancellations and activity happening